Hello and welcome to a new Gemini Rogues video. This is the West Virginia. I was just looking at the V. It's actually Tier 5 West Virginia. Just wondering, like, how do you say that? But anyway, West Virginia, Tier 5 Premium American Battleship, which is average, below average maximum movements. That's not, it's not.
It is.
It's okay.
It is, if you read at the bottom there, it's one of the Colorado class ships. And it's pretty much is a Colorado at Tier 5. So this is the main difference, though, if you can see it. Ooh, what's missing? No main gun improvement. So battery acquisition, I think it's called. Or something
I went secondaries because I thought...
Yeah, there's no point doing the other one.
Nah.
You don't want a longer reload. So this is how it gets you. It's not going to be as accurate as a Colorado. The dispersion modifier has been removed. So it doesn't allow you to do that. Propulsion, fire control, it's up to you which way you want to build your battleship, way you play your game. We've gone with propulsion. I did as well, just to get out of dodge. It's not hard to get to top speed on this one. It's only like 21 knots, which is faster than your Colorado.
That's a good point, actually.
So we'll look at these shells. HE rounds, pretty good chance of fire there, 36%. And the AP, a lot of damage, nearly 14,000 damage a shot. I mean, your firing range is up to 17k. The video we've got, we're going to look at different commanders, but that's again the way you build your commanders to your play style. Unlimited damage control parties, standard reload and duration. Free repair patches. I've got 4 on mine because I've chosen different commanders than what you have on your video. Planes, you can swap them out. I don't find any benefit at all in this supposed shell grouping. 10% better when you've got the spotter plane up. I just don't get it, so I'll just stick with fighter.
Well, they've gave you the spotter to give you a dispersion because they've not given it yet on your modifier.
I never found any benefit with dispersion when I've got a spotter up. I don't know if you have.
Same here, I've not noticed.
No, so I stick to plane because it just like stays up longer and you manage to know what's around you a bit better.
Should we compare these to the Colorado?
Yeah, we'll have a look at the Colorado compared to the West Virginia. So straight away, survivability is exactly the same. It is the same ship, so the armour thickness is the same. You just got 10,000 less hit points.
It's Tier 5.
So yeah, that's pretty good. That's what I mean. You've got Tier 6 armour at Tier 5. Guns are exactly the same. Same reload, just a little bit less range on them. Like just a kilometre shorter on the range, and exact same everything else. The manoeuvrability is slightly different as well. In a positive, the West Virginia is faster. Just over
Awesome.
half a knot. Half a knot faster.
Oh, well.
But its rudder shift's a lot better, 13.7 rather than 16.1 on the Colorado. But this is another good point of the West Virginia. Excellent concealment. I don't know if that's just because of the camo it's got in, but it's down at 13.3 compared to a lofty 14.8 on the Colorado. This is where we swap out, and this is the differences in play style. You've gone with Mr. Sims.
Sims.
You've gone with Sims with Otto as his inspiration. HP. So you've got a few more hit points to play with, but I don't mind William Sims, but it gives you a lot more range on your guns, doesn't you? So you've got Charles Madden as well, which makes your guns turn quicker and you reload faster. I just don't go that way. You go a completely different way to me at all times.
That's the build.
Yeah, you build differently to me. So you can see there you've got range modifiers for you to get yours up to 70k. I think.
Thing is, you're going to burn anyway.
Yeah, mine's about 15, but I've built mine all around repairs. My old battleship's built around getting my health back and putting my fires out and stopping my flood.
You're an island hogging battleship player.
Well, I wasn't. You'll see in this game we've got coming up, I lose my rag a little bit in it from the playstyle that comes. Shell types, which is a weird one, isn't it? That you can go from. And it sometimes benefits you, but it's a very strange one to have because you've loaded already, so you just kind of wasted it, aren't you?
I didn't even notice that.
I mean, dispersion's one you could have gone with, but the rudder shift's pretty good, so I'd have gone down that route. That's what I think I selected on mine, is that.
Yeah. I should have went dispersion.
You've gone range again, rather than working on your repairs. You've just full range, man, aren't you? I mean...
I know, but I didn't do the dispersion. I went shell switching, which I should have gone dispersion, which tells me I've not used Sims for a while.
Yeah, what have you been using him on? So, torpedo detectable range, but you also lose health patches. So, a strange one again you've picked there. You really don't like your battleships. You want them dead quick, don't you?
I think I've used Sims on some and not changed it.
Yeah. So, I didn't. I went with Mr. Willis Lee. This is the commander I put in, who's got it straight away. He's all about repairs. His main gripe is damage control, reload time. That's what I went with. I think I go with fires as well. You can go with reload, but you lose out on your range of your guns quite significantly.
Yeah.
But I think that's
3
what
kilometres in it.
Yeah, and that's why I went up with. Which is probably detriment to me, but it didn't really hold me back in the game we're going to see. Secondaries, traverse is not really much of a plus point, so secondaries, it does help. Shell switching or repairs again. I think I went down the repair line. Range of guns, again, I didn't use that. I went with the extra repair patch you get with the other perk. So it gave me 4 repair patches, which are pretty good in an American battleship.
Are you expecting to burn?
Yeah.
You're building to burn.
Slow. You're a slow battleship, so you end up getting caught out in open quite often, and you get HE spammed too well. It helped me, and it worked for me in Colorado, so I thought Colorado ship, same in class, it's going to be exactly the same. And
It is.
yeah, and it does work for me. You get your health points back, go and hide for a bit, recover some hit points, and then go back into battle.
Come on then, Killers 05. Show us your stuff.
Right, so West Virginia, straight away, she's a slow, lumbering beast.
There's 20.
20. Again, on this map, I don't understand. I'm going a bit off topic off at West Virginia, but you see the Gnevny, I don't understand. I really don't understand this. He's running off. I've got one cruiser running off to back at map one direction. I've got a destroyer running off to back at map in another direction. I'm trying to get into cap circle to back them up as you'd want to have a battleship do if you were in them ships.
Let's just skew this video towards play style.
Yeah.
And let's just slightly discuss the fact that destroyers are for spotting.
Well, this is a perfect match for a Gnevny. You've got 4-kilometre tops and you've got islands everywhere surrounding the cap circle. I can't think of a better map for a Russian battleship destroyer than this. It's perfect. Get in there, get up close and personal to islands. Look where that Queen Elizabeth's going. If he cuts the corner then, he can just go and top. I'm like looking at the guy thinking, where is he going? What help is he to anybody where he's heading there? He's just, I don't understand.
I guess your cruiser seems to be heading towards the island as well. So
I'm thinking at this point, great. So I'm being left to the mercy of whatever sport.
Testing your armour.
Yeah, and I'm just getting absolutely.
And your health patches.
And he's saying negative. No, I'm not helping. I'm out of here. Cheers, pal. What a great guy.
So realistically, right, what we're saying is your destroyer left you, your cruiser's doing nothing. C's going to be lost very soon, and you're stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
But you got torpedoes coming at you as well. So,
I mean, there's any answers on a postcard what that Gnevny's getting at and going where he's going on this game?
if you're a attacker, you should Citadel him easy.
Well, I've not had a good start, if you've noticed. I don't think I've done a stitch of damage, and I don't think I hit this guy either, so it's not a good start for the West Virginia at this point.
So there, realistically, there's where your dispersion fails you.
Yeah, and that's why the build I've got, I think, helps. As in the dispersion.
I forgot to press that.
Yeah, so range isn't your friend.
This is an up-close brawler, because you can't select the dispersion mod, you've got to select range or secondaries.
Yeah, exactly. So mine's only 15.48, I think it is. Yours is at 17, but I don't want to be shooting any further than that. You can see at range, it's just, I mean, there, we get lucky, one shell hits, two even, sorry. We were lucky then. They nearly missed, to be fair, and that's at 13. So you imagine at 17, you're going to struggle to hit what you're aiming at. Other than that, it's got really good turning abilities. It's manoeuvrable, so you can risk getting up close and personal where, you know, the destroyers are. You're not afraid to mix it and dodge shots.
What I think they've done is they've got the Colorado from tier 6, right? Put the West Virginia in tier 5 and just slightly tweaked it. But realistically, you've almost got a tier 6 ship in tier 5, but without the dispersion. But the Colorado never hits anyway.
It's a love-hate relationship I've got with Colorado.
I know.
It's one of them guns, and the West Virginia is exactly the same. It's no different, where I find the guns are all or nothing. Is you either Citadel in and putting massive holes in, or you're doing nothing at all and missing altogether. Very strange guns. For the size of them, they just don't punch, and then all of a sudden they absolutely light them up. They're very strange.
Well, you've already Citadel. What did you Citadel?
The
Fuso. You missed it because we were ranting.
Yeah, but I mean, whilst that Gnevny is still travelling across map, I mean, we're in Stitch gear. We're fighting everybody who spawned at B, and we're fighting everybody who spawned where we started. It's not going well, to be fair, but we're dishing it out. We're getting as much as we can. This is what I'd hate doing. I mean, this is my pet hate of playing battleships, where if your team run off, like the whole team is now at A. There's me and a cruiser here. That's it, fighting everything that spawned this side of the map. And when you're in a ship this slow, what else are you supposed to do? You just...
I like to... You've not backed up.
No.
You've gone sideways,
yeah.
Which is new.
Show them your side. There's nothing. Never Citadel there. Like, it's just... like you've just said, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Without much tweaking, you have now got a Colorado at tier 5. And sometimes you can look at a ship and it's like, oh, it's supposed to be this, and it's at a tier below, and it's just not quite the same. It doesn't do what it says on the tin.
The thing is, if you look at the stats, that reeks Colorado, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the guns, the reload, everything's the same when it comes to the armament side of things. All you've got is a little less accuracy in the Colorado, but sometimes, I mean, look at that spread. It sometimes helps you, like when you miss a line where you're shooting. But as a general rule, you're trying to keep them quite close. That's how I like to play it. I've often found it gets tier 6 matches repeatedly anyway, as supposedly a tier 5.
I was going to say, because it's tier 5, would you say it's like, oh, this premium battleship's tier 5, but realistically I've got a tier 6 ship, so it's going to be awesome?
I have found that in a tier 6 game it holds its own. It's nothing spectacular, a bit like a Colorado, but I have found if it gets a tier 5 game /4, it's just an animal. Absolute animal. It's one of them straight, like destroyers, you're not really bothered, are you? If you bottom tier in a destroyer, it's, other than fighting destroyers, it's not really detriment. Same with a cruiser, you can still do your job that you're supposed to do even if you're like bottom tier. I think it more affects battleships being bottom tier than anything else, whereas this don't really suffer that problem because it is a tier 6 ship.
But it's got the same armour, hasn't it? Got the same guns.
Exact same armour. Oh, it's got his 9,000 less hit points.
So has he? It's got a lot less.
Yeah. It's got 9,000 less hit points, and it's a little bit more manoeuvrable. I mean, half or not. If you can notice that, then you're doing well.
It is slightly faster, and I did notice it is manoeuvrable because I did dodge a few torpedoes, not many.
I mean, that was a good salvo there, and someone's trying to ninja his kill off us. Can we just get that one gun that we got knocked out back up and running and get? Can we get him? That one shell was just enough, so we managed to finish off the Fuso. And
so, what are our positives for the West Virginia then? Because it has got positives because it's tier 5.
It's massive in positives. I think it's a really good ship. It's got plenty of armour. It's agile, so you can dodge torpedoes quite nicely in it. You can dodge shots even in it. It's that quick and nice. And
I've got to admit, I have dodged quite a few torpedoes.
Yeah, and then the guns, the Colorado guns, like I said, they are a little bit hit and miss, but when they do hit, you know about it. Our opening, it's not quite. I don't know. I'm a big Arizona lover. You know, the tier 5 American premium that's already there.
Yeah.
I'd still rather have the Arizona. But I do love the Arizona. I think that's just me personally. I don't think the Arizona on paper has got anything that the...
I think my point I was going to say, right, this is it is slow, it's 20. But the Arizona does 20. Yeah. But the Arizona feels like a slow pig. This actually, look at you turning, man.
Yeah. I can't put my finger on it. I can't say I like the Arizona better because I just don't know. The guns just smack harder on the Arizona.
They do.
I mean, you know yourself. You if that's that for attacker and I'm in Arizona, I am wiping him off face.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
So there's no difference there. I just find against other battleships, the Arizona punches harder, which is weird. I don't think the guns are anywhere near as powerful. You're going to see that in a minute when we start fighting.
I can't remember the Arizona guns, but I would say, as a premium ship, this is a premium ship video, the West Virginia is pretty good. Because I know we keep comparing it to the Colorado in tier 6, but it is. This is a tier 5 Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, the guns on the Arizona are 356mm, so they are smaller and lower in caliber. They take longer to reload. They just seem to hit harder. It's strange. It's really strange.
But it's got more guns, hasn't it?
Well, this other one, you've still got you've got the California, haven't you, as well, which has got the same guns as the Arizona, but they load quicker. But the dispersion on them, we all know what they're like. They are proper. It's a miss.
But I think the Arizona and the California is quite random in the dispersion. Plus, they've both got the dispersion bolt on, haven't they?
Yeah, we just saw the dispersion there. We completely missed that Nuremberg at like 7 kilometres.
What? Yeah, okay. But so are you saying it's not you, it's dispersion?
Bit of both. I'm not perfect by any stretch of imagination, but I do think this is a good ship. I think it's one of them that usual problems that you can't do anything about is its speed.
Has it got the same armour as the California? 356 the California. Can you remember what the... both the same, okay.
So
no, it's 456.
456.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So they are armoured up to the teeth. The California's got a lot more hit points to play with.
Okay, right, it has actually got 8,000 more, hasn't it?
Yeah. But I do like the ship. I just find it's the usual battleship problem you get with the American side of things where you can get left behind. if your team pushes one direction, you can get left behind at the mercy of the team, and you can't do anything about it. You're just not fast enough to get away from everybody.
Well, look where you started. You started next to C, and you're just at B. And that's it. You just what you where you been?
I know. It's just it's like a slow plodding thing, and that's just a general trait you get from the American side of things. If they come to you, the battle comes to you, your quid's in like this, where everything's come for me.
That Elizabeth is at a strange angle because your rounds, they're damaging him, but they're not actually doing much, are they?
No. And you find this, like I say, this is what I mean with it. It's all or nothing, the guns. You're either putting a big hole in, or you just pitter pattering.
Do you think it's one of them? It's to actually do with a game where your shots go, not where you aim.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Now we're aiming for that just below his front turrets. Got a couple in there, did a nice 8,000 roll. I'm thinking we're getting close now, a kilometre, so I'll put 2 more under it. Oh my days!
What happened there?
Oh, no, they only just hit the back of him. God knows who's controlling rear guns, but they don't nowhere near where we're aiming them.
I think the gunner got a bit shaky, didn't he?
And at this point, it's kind of over as a contest. Well, it has been for a while, to be fair. But you can see the firepower this ship's got. I think the only thing holding it back from doing more damage is, like I just said, is keeping up with the battle or getting swarmed. I can understand if you start like on a flank like I did and you clear that flank out, then it's going to be very hard to keep up with your team as they push back across map.
So if we go like pros and cons of the West Virginia then, what would you say? Let's start with pros.
For once, the overview screen, which had its pluses and minuses, is absolutely spot on, which is a very massive rarity you get with ships described on there. But yeah, the high caliber guns are its massive plus point. And its armour. It is a Colorado at tier 5. There's no two ways about it. It's a Colorado class ship. It's got the same armour, same guns. Slight differences in manoeuvrability, but not to detect.
This is more manoeuvrable.
Yeah, so only slightly.
But it's better.
Yeah, you've got less hit points, but it is a tier 6 battleship at tier 5. That's its plus points. Everything that you can think of in regards to that. Firepower, the reload's the same, so you're going to kick out as much damage as a tier 6 battleship.
There's quite a lot of positives. So what are we saying negatives for this premium ship? Because when people want to spend a coin, they want to know what's bad.
I mean, negatives is this. It can sometimes lead to sheer boredom, just with its speed.
Well, this is the same as any American battleship.
Exactly.
It's not really a negative, it's the same.
What I mean. Some people like this. I mean, if you're one of them battleship players, I swear to God, who sit at the back of the map and never move anyway, this is made for you. Absolutely made for you.
Oh, yeah. So, as the game's gone, it used to be completely different. It's gone to a fact where you're moving. This is different.
Yeah.
Most battleship players hug islands, which is strange.
Yeah.
It is, or they back up. We've gone from backing up to hugging islands.
So it used to be tier 7 where I blame the Gene Bart started this craze where everybody just sits staring forward and nobody moving, and you're like, well, they're going to help out or what? And then they just start going backwards, and you're like, yeah, great, here we go.
So we're saying the negative is maneuver, not maneuverability, the speed, but it's not a negative. You get to your island, you have cancelled that out. It's gone.
It becomes a negative if, like, your team pushes forward and dies like they normally do because they've got no backup from a battleship, and then you're getting swarmed by destroyers that can easily catch you, cruisers that can easily catch you, and you're in no position to get away from them, to get to cover or anything.
So, okay, so we've negated the negative as speed because it is technically the same as every American battleship. I'm sure they all do about 20, you know. I don't know if any go above.
I mean, it's a tough class to break into, the tier 5 premium. I mean, we all know the power of the Warspite. I like the guns on that. I like the guns on the Arizona that we've already mentioned. I'm not too overstruck on the California. I prefer this to the California.
About the Mutsu? That's tier 5.
It's a different playstyle altogether though, the Mutsu, isn't it? With its torpedoes and it's
torpedo.
It's very weak sidearm. It's a weird ship to play. I do like the Mutsu sometimes, and sometimes I can't stand the bloody thing.
It's Marmite ship, isn't it?
Literally. But if I were picking one of the tier 5 American battleships, I'd still go with the Arizona, and I don't even know why. I honestly don't know. I think that's just a love affair I've got with the Arizona. I just love that ship.
You know what we should do on a stream? We should have a drag race, like with the Arizona, the West Virginia. See who manoeuvres and gets there first. I actually might stick the California in there as well, but I think he might come last.
You gotta get right California first. It's huge. But as a tier 5 premium, it is a very good battleship. I'm not going to say it's poor at all. I think it is what it is. It's tier 6 at tier 5, so that says it all.
Can't really complain, really.
No.
Do we know the price? What, 10,000? That's
10,000.
awesome. That is not bad in respects of what you get. Tier 6 ship at tier 5. Anyway, later then, people.